Good afternoon, keepers of the cash. Gary B, the casual comic guy here. We are here with Savage Saturday number 16, and today we are going to review a Marvel Super Special, the Savage Sword of Conan number 9, co-starring Red Sonja, a story of each in there. Fantastic cover art, and just absolutely gorgeous book all around. And so if you didn't recognize, that's John Buscema anyway, kind of doing a painting style, a little bit different for him. It's good to see him doing stuff here and there. There's a couple different eras of John Buscema, and you can see how his art looks different. The interior art that he does in here is great. He does the Conan story, and the Red Sonja story is drawn by Howard Chaykin. Both are great stories. The Sonja one is going to be the second review. The Conan one will be the first. And the first one is called The Trail of the Bloodstained God. And this is a quest story. And I'm going to refer to my notes so I don't forget stuff, because I'm old and that's how it goes, right? So, a quest story, and he is tracking a golden idol that's crusted with what they call bloodstained jewels, everybody that's going there. And what these jewels are rubies. But why it's called bloodstained jewels is there's this myth going around that everyone that seeks this god, this idol out, and wants to steal the jewels off it and the idol itself, because it's all gold, dies. No one lives to enjoy the reaping of the reward, right? And the way Conan learns about this is there was a guy that was in a bar fight who had escaped from there, and there was people that are guarding it because it's important to their people. They don't really know that there's a big idol in there, but he escapes from the people before he can claim the gold idol and its jewels. So he lives for a little bit until they catch up with him. So another group catches up with him in a bar and kills him. Conan sees this guy before he dies, and the guy gives him a map and tells Conan about the trail of the bloodstained god and how to get there. He has a map that he drew, and the map ends up getting stolen from Conan on, a night of drunken revelry. But Conan's tracking the people who stole the map, and along the way, he ends up saving a guy, not knowing that the people that are torturing this dude are the ones who stole the map from him. So he kills a bunch of people, and I'm going to be posting all sorts of pictures over here for you guys so you can see it, and it's fantastic. So that's the main theme, right? You got Conan, who frees a dude because he wants to make friends with this dude. And the reason he wants to make friends with him is this guy is a Chaykin, and being a Chaykin, they're part of the people that are controlling the path in the desert, and he wants to be on their good side, so they allow him passage through so he can seek out the gold idol and the jewels that are on it. So he saves this guy, gets the guy to escape, loses track of him. Before Conan can escape, he's hopping over a wall and he gets brained in the head by a stool. And he wakes up to an Iranistani assassin who is, his name Sassan, Sassan is the dude's name, who says he wants to be Conan's friend. He knows about the trail too, and he wants part of the treasure. And he knows where the guy is that Conan just saved. So there's an uneasy alliance there, and they set out. I'm not going to tell you a lot, but along the way to this bloodstained jeweled god, they have to cross the desert and get to the mountains where it's held. And they run into an ambush by the people out there, by the Chaykians out there. He doesn't see the guy he freed. They're under fire, they're under assault. They escape through them to run into another group, and it's the group that Conan had saved the Chaykin guy from. So now they're trapped between two different groups, and they have to ally themselves with one group to get by and at least have an attempt at treasure. So now you have Conan, Sassan, and another group. So you have all these different parties that are promising each other part of the treasure. Conan's not buying that. They're not all going to try to stab him in the back and then each other in the back and make off with it. But needless to say, there's betrayals, there's adventure, there's a god that comes to life That's not really spoiling too much. It's a pretty basic premise in stories like this. Always a fun one though. Conan is straight on character in this, written by Roy Thomas, and it's just a pleasure to read it. So we're going to give the story an A, because yes, it's a quest story. Yes, that's nothing new to the medium. Roy Thomas writes it adeptly. He writes it brilliantly. He keeps Conan in perfect character the whole way through. He keeps the side characters in their characters, and they're all different enough. They're all from different parts, and they all have a different way they act, and the betrayals are fun. The conclusion, I'm going to give an A as well. The conclusion was great. A lot of fun, a couple little surprises, and the thing I like about Roy Thomas is a thing a lot of people miss about Conan. He depicts Conan as the big savage man he is, but he also depicts his intellect. Conan's smart. He can read a situation when he's in it. He can read the room. He could read the players in the room. And he can devise a plan quicker than most of the other people can to know what's going on and how to outplay them and play whatever situation he's in to his benefit. About the only thing that ever gets in the way of that is drinking and women. Other than that, Conan's got a sharp mind and a cunning mind. And he knows when to be quiet. He knows when to just think to himself. And he always has his Sumerian honor code about him. And Howard excels in that depiction. He gets, Thomas excels in depicting Howard's barbarian in that way, because Conan is intelligent. He becomes a king for a reason, not just because he's a savage and can kill. He has a thinking man's brain. He is a great general. He is able to plan. He's able to strategize, and far more times than he gets credit for, he outthinks his opponents, which he does here as well. It's a great story. The interior art by John Buscema is A. A all day, maybe even A+. This is John Buscema on his game, doing work he cares about and having fun with the material. You can tell when John's not having fun with the material because you can see it get a little sketchy and him just going through the motions. This is not that. This is fantastic art. So the first story with Conan, we're going to give an A. And then, this thing has, before we get to the Red Sonja story, this has great little ads. So you get this cool little subscribe to the Savage Sword of Conan ad. Just great, fantastic art, nice and savage. But then you have two other sections, right? You have an essay on the Hyborian Legion, and that's something I want to read. We're just going to grade the two stories in here. The articles are just for fun, and I'm going to read them because I'm that nerd. And then we have another one, a chronology of the Conan comics. So those are going to be two fun little reads. But then we moved on to our Red Sonja story. Another Roy Thomas and Christy Marks wrote it. And again, I said art by Howard Chaykin. The art by Howard Chaykin's good. I found the coloring in this tale to be a little muddy. Sometimes it was hard to make out stuff, but it was still a fun read. Really good story. And this story is called Red Sonja, A Day of Judgment. So the story, we're going to give an A. The art, we're going to give a B-, and the conclusion is an A. And our central theme is Sonja revisits her home, the place of her birth and rebirth as a warrior, in a bitter memory of her great loss when she lost her parents and her two brothers. And then she discovers a secret. All right? This secret is the goddess that gave her power has a group of people that are living inside a cave that are at war with another group of ape beasts. Okay? And they're called the Dramach. So Sonja is part of a prophecy that she doesn't realize, and the people that worship this goddess, who are all ginger-haired like her, their hair was different colors before the goddess blessed them. They weren't naturally red like Sonja was at the time. So they've all been empowered, but they're out to kill Sonja, except for one in their legion. Why they want to kill Sonja? She's part of a prophecy. I don't want to tell you what the prophecy is. This isn't an expensive book to get. You guys could probably get it for $10-12 on eBay. It's a great read. If you like these Savage Saturdays and you want good tales, buy this color one shot. It's great. And So Sonya is captured by them after she seeks them out. There's a voice calling to her. She finds out that it's the goddess. She's jailed. She's help freed, um, and there's a war that breaks out between the Dramok, the ape people creatures, and they call themselves the why am I forgetting it? The favored. So those who are touched by the goddess that Red Sonja was touched by are called the favored. So there's a war between the two. Red Sonja gets caught in the middle. She's not taking either side. She's fighting through her way to escape and get gone and be on with her life. She has an encounter with her goddess. And in this, Sonya learns the hard truths of her parents' and brothers' deaths, something that new that has come to light. And she learns of that there's ties between these Dramok and these favored people. And the ties are a lot closer to home than either side realizes or than Sonya realizes. But she figures out the mystery pretty quick. But her main focus is survival. And she has an encounter with her goddess, and I'm not going to tell you what happens, but it's a decent encounter, and it's very in character for Sonya. And she learns some secrets about herself too. And the conclusion, I'm going to give an A. It's a great conclusion, and it forwards Sonya as a character, and it sets her out on another path. So overall, this whole book, we're gonna give an A plus. It was really good. Totally written by Roy Thomas, who I'm a sucker for. So if I'm reading something that's Roy Thomas, I'm probably gonna be a little biased because Roy Thomas is the man to me. Probably one of the greatest writers I've ever read. I absolutely love his stuff. But overall, fantastic read. Fantastic book. If you get the chance or the inclination, pick it up. It's not super expensive. You can get it for under 15 bucks on eBay. I'd buy it. Get it sent to your house if you like Savage Saturdays, if you like Conan, if you like Red Sonja. Both of these stories are perfectly in character for these characters. And they're just great additions and tales that embolden, embellish, just make these characters great at what they've been established to be. I highly recommend this. I think it's a must own for any Conan and Red Sonja fan or just any Robert E. Howard fan in general. But that's it for now, guys. That's Savage Saturday 16. I hope you guys have fun with this. I hope you guys check this book out. If you've read it or you're going to read it, let me know in the comments. And until next time, keep it casual.